regret a single word I ever spoke, nigga, this written. God been reaching, if you can't feel the tug, the nigga, you ain't gripping. The bigger picture, nigga, your fish should still be up, but you ain't listen. And you claiming I was clout chasing and hate on you was tripping. Before I move and hate, I'll stay still in love, new edition. I ain't never did no hate, I was proud of everybody. It was God that put this on my heart.
You can hear what I'm saying. I ain't never did no hate, and I was proud. I'm explaining. Nobody does stuff like this, by the way. When they do letters, they just be like sapping and shit. No disrespect, but that's just what it is. For somebody to do a letter and it have so much truth in it, it's undeniable. I ain't never did no hate. Listen to what he's saying.
Still in love, new edition. And you claiming I was clout chasing and hate on you was tripping. Before I move and hate, I'll stand still in love, new edition.
That boy said, before I move and hate, I'll stand still in love, new edition. You can hear him.
I ain't never did no hate, I was proud of everybody.
I ain't never did no hate, and I was proud of everybody.
It was God that put this on my heart to challenge everybody. So crazy when you responded by dropping everybody.
I'm telling y'all what went down. So I'm like, it was crazy when you responded by dropping everybody when you know what I'm saying true. You know who you was doing the bigger picture song in response to. Because I was calling everybody out, including Lil Baby. Like, yo, where y'all at? Where all the Atlanta rappers at? And niggas was sending it to him. So he wound up doing a bigger picture song. And then he was like, yo, I know this bull. He said, this bullshit is all that we know, but it's time for a change. Where all that energy go then? How it go from that to now you like, you want to go to war with your brother over some bullshit. And you understand what it is really about. What it's really about is I was challenging y'all while we was alive to do better. See what I'm saying?
I was proud of everybody. It was God that put this on my heart to challenge everybody.
I said it was God that put this on my heart to challenge everybody. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. You said you scared to speak? I'm not. That's more of a reason to support me, even if it's behind the scenes. You see, I'm not scared to speak. You say some people who can, here's a chance. And then look, the chance is more than just that instance for George Floyd. The chance don't stop with a viral moment. You said you don't do it for the trend. You don't follow the trend. Well, then where have you been on that level since then? If you don't do it for the trend and you don't follow them, then what happened, Dominique? What happened? Unless it was the fear you was talking about when you said it was some stuff you can say, but you scared they gonna get you. You see what I'm saying? Whoever that they is, if they talking about that Illuminati complex. You feel what I'm explaining to y'all? So, yeah, it's just an unfortunate thing to watch how that all played out. But, yeah, I had to do this part because wasn't nobody else going to do the part. And then y'all mad at me, but y'all said y'all scared, and I'm not afraid of them. Come on now.
So crazy when you responded by dropping everybody. Responded to your response and said we were dropping everybody. And everybody heard what I said about it. Long story short, I'm disappointed in you, gang. You got 33 degrees on your wrist and you holding flames. At the BET Awards, you think the most high. But what's the name of your guy? And ain't no playing both sides. Okay, you famous, so am I. I'm in the limelight, prepared for that new blue sun. And that's your kind, right? Marlo died for guns, R.I.P. to Marlo. Rollo took it, Shahada, you should probably follow Rollo. Third term Muslim in the public eye. When I said I come in the name of the source, that was not a lie.
Y'all don't understand, even then, Source was a big song. Look at what I'm telling y'all. They never gonna tell the story. I have to tell you the story. This is a big ass song. Not a single dime went into this promotion. All of this was organic from memes and performance videos. Not a single dime got us here. And this is audio. This is an audio on a YouTube video. You see what I'm saying? So even then, Source was a big song. It's even bigger now.
Said I come in the name of the source, that was not a lie. You've been behind the walls, you know about prison countdown hours. My people trapped and they using you rappers cause you coward. Instead of standing up and saying all the Satan treasure, I can look and tell your mama raised you better. You gon' be Dominique or demonic, is you gon' encourage our youth to run the streets and be dummies and sell their soul to the beast to see money. Say you the God of your community while demons steady feasting the...
You gotta pay attention to what I be saying when I be saying it. So you the God of your community while demons steady feasting upon it. No, this can't be what the people want it. I know what I'm doing. Y'all know I edit my own shit, right? Y'all know I'm editing my own shit, right? This nigga took a lot of folks' soul. Nigga took a lot of folks' soul. Niggas moved. Niggas don't get to that position either, by the way. By just like clapping hands. You feel me? These niggas, bro, them niggas grimy. They grimy. And only certain people even able to get in business or get in bed literally with people like this. But these niggas grimy as fuck. And a lot of people done suffer because of that. You see what I'm saying? And I know this firsthand. So I'm like, yo, yeah, you say the God of your community. We got demons out here feasting on the West End. Demons out here eating off the people. And y'all disguising it like y'all really changing shit. Y'all ain't changing nothing. It's a lot of gatekeeping, a lot of oppression, all kind of shit. And the only time niggas want to switch it and try to change it is when they gain that they operating from to do all this devilishment, get channeled or challenged when it comes to the DA and the RICO shit. Then they want to be like, oh, I don't want nothing to do with that. But before then, y'all was taking pride in terrorizing. And we witnessed that shit too.
Say you the God of your community, why demons steady feasting upon it? No, this can't be with the people on you. Are you gonna use your platform to help reverse the curse at last?
Ain't nothing wrong with what I'm asking. Somebody tell me how this a hating thing. Are you gonna use your platform to help reverse the curse at last? Everybody know ain't nothing wrong with what bro asking.
Platform to help reverse the curse at last. It's way more to the soul than McLaren and the birthday bag. I'm on my purpose, so I got niggas who never been on their purpose, man. They'll be okay, I'll let God have the last say. My heart open and my pen done dry. I hope you know I cried when Hot Boy Jimmy died. Went to the candlelight that night, wonder if you was there. I heard cold-hearted and told him it's gonna be okay. That's my nigga DT, but I know he cannot fuck with me. Cause the shit that I said, but just think back to me Thompson class. Posted up in the back, teach a nigga about Illuminati. Answer whatever they ask, I heard the news about how he passed. And that shit broke me down. That was a good kid, he went into all that bullshit. I know you wonder why I came at 4 PF how I did. I know in your mind you ain't did shit and I'm really the wig. But this shit deeper than music, this shit is really to get. I called the city out and told them time to switch what we on. 2018, you was like a year in, you was just getting on. And I supported what you dropped, I even made an animation for never needed no help. You had my vote, but it was time to draw that line. Draw that playground and we both wrong.
So this is a big thing you have to understand. A lot of people saw this video. This is a big, for you to be independent, no cosign, none of that, and for your videos to be able to do this in a shadow ban algorithm, that's a big deal, especially in the city, especially in Atlanta. You see what I'm saying? But that's a lot of people met with a dilemma. What do we do? Do we support them? Do we not support them? I promise you, if one of these big Atlanta artists were to co-sign what I'm doing, then everybody who y'all think don't see me would show up. They see me, they just don't know what to do. There's a culture bias. With that cultural bias, they're not sure how to move forward because a lot of these people are looked at like they're the realest ones. So they don't want to break code. But I promise you, if somebody in that caliber would have been like, yo, or share my stuff or something like, everything would shift. Everything would change. And y'all would have thought I was bigger than them. But people, they see me, they just don't know how to support me yet because it's not popular to do. A lot of these people. If it were made popular, it would change. What's so unfortunate about it is this beast has it set up such a way that you cannot go to war with the beast and their algorithm allows for you to be made popular unless you yourself become the algorithm and you warp it so that it's no longer what the beast decides or what the machine decides. It's everything that's based on the people. So how do you do that? Ultimately, it's going to require a lot of shock value. Ultimately, it's going to require a lot of disruption. It's going to require a lot of ruffling of feathers, and it can get dangerous. But you have to pay attention that most people wouldn't even have found me. A lot of these people wouldn't have found me if it weren't for the letters that I did, right? If it hadn't been for the letters, they wouldn't have found me. If it hadn't been for the times that I called out people, when you go to my YouTube, my Instagram page, you see Letter to 21 Savage got 1.4 million views on that post. One of the most recent posts I did. That's a big post, right? People are finding me through that. And now they learning not just about me, but about what all of this is about. It's an unfortunate thing too, because it's like, I would rather it not have been this way. I would rather it not have been that people had to go and find me out that way. I would have rather it been people knew what they needed to do, knew who I was and stood on it, but that's not how this goes. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's a big thing. But it wasn't no hate. It was never that. But sometimes you gotta go to war, and people don't understand that. But we gotta get there. When y'all, even if it's after I leave, when y'all see what I'm here for, I think it's gonna really shake things up. Because I'm here to put the power back into people's hands. Not to be the people's leader. I'm here to put the power back in the people's hands. So they can stop looking for a one-person thing. And then letting these people end up letting them down. You know what I'm saying? Back to back, over and over again. It's beautiful. Look, Letter to 21 Savage is a beautiful thing.
May you ever take consideration for the pain you caused to this day? A whole generation destroyed beyond. You weren't the only one. Yeah, all you know is red, wrong, red, all blood money. Red devil, dead level, they ain't got nothing for me. You came from the same place I came from, not Atlanta. Talking about Ray, talking about back when we were young. You don't remember them days screaming freed out New York? What you talking about? You ain't had to leap out the port from the UK to Georgia. You stood on that land. We played on the beach, you remember the same. The government took it when they came for pause. He told us they would come one day, but don't stop. So how you end up on the...
You have to understand the purity. I have to explain it to you. There's purity here, right? Because I think it's one of the hardest ones too. There's purity here. For one, the masses didn't know that 21 Savage was associated with Malachi York. Two, the masses don't know about Malachi York. So they have to research and be aware of two things. One, their first realization is going to be 21 Savage used to be woke. Two, they'll be like, who's Malachi York? Okay? And they're going to have to try to figure that whole thing out. The point is, all of it is true. So you have to pay attention to those stars and how they aligned, that I was there with him. And I can remind him about a thing that we both were there to experience. I can remind he and his mother, Heather. I can remind he and his stepfather, Dr. Amsu. I can remind his whole family, right? Even his sister who I went to school with. I can remind them. Be like, yo, y'all remember? Because I know you remember. I remember. You feel what I'm saying? So when you say all you know is murder, that's not true. I know you know more. I know you. And people say, well, he was a child. People change. Well, why didn't I change? Well, traumatic things happen. Traumatic things happened to me. I still didn't help the beast. I still didn't sign up and say, I'm going to put out the music and the frequencies that are destroying this place. And let me tell you something. 21 Savage need to know this. If y'all can still hear me. All right? Shad need to know this. 21 Savage need to know this. Malachi York still love him. You know what I'm saying? He still, Pops still support him and love him. It ain't even like that. Pops just want him to help. He just want him to be a part of it. Say, don't be afraid to pop the right knowledge. He still love him. Pops didn't say nothing negative about him. He was like, yeah, he's one of us. He put this in the video. He said he said he does a shout out to me, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I guess that was a shout out to me. Some of y'all heard that, right? I played that audio for y'all. Malachi York spoke about 21 Savage as he was talking about me and was saying, tell him to get out there and tell these other rappers don't be afraid. He's out there. He said he's out there reaching the people in the hip hop community. He want everybody to like be family again, and no matter what happened, just stand for Nuwapu. Y'all, yes or no? Will we be present for, or would we acknowledge and support a woke 21 Savage? Like, will we acknowledge right knowledge 21 Savage? Will we support him? Let's just be real. Do I need to ask this question in a video form? Like, wouldn't we support a right knowledge little baby? Wouldn't we support an industry of people who just talk real shit and do real things and change the frequency? 21 Savage, like, no matter what you was exposed to, bro, tell people why you really like India Ari music. Because that's what we was raised on. Tell people why you like Jill Scott. Because that's what we were raised on. Tell people why you like R&B. Because there was no such thing as the children aren't going to be exposed to, if not R&B, neo soul. The music that everybody like to go back to it when he be singing and stuff. Tell the truth. You wasn't no young child like, oh, let me put this on, see what this is. Our parents listened to those tones because it was healthy for us to hear harmony. And Malachi was explaining, they're trying to take all the harmony groups away, making it more solo beings and da-da-da-da, and they all out of tune. And he said they trying to take the harmony out. No more harmonizing groups. And they want all the natural sounds taken out. No more drums, none of that. It's just all going to be mechanical. He was telling us that before we got here. That instead of people playing out instruments, they were going to take a loop and have it be that people loop something. And now we hear it. And that's all they do. People don't even down there play. You see what I'm saying? Most people just press keys that sound like a thing. They don't even understand musical theory or music notation. They're just playing fucking notes now. He told us all of that. So explain why you like that shit. That's all I'm saying. So what we thinking, y'all? Would we support a right knowledge or a woke or a godly 21 Savage? Because he said if he made music about Jesus and turkey drives, he wouldn't be able to feed his family. Is that true? Or would the people, listen, what do y'all think? The people would support a spiritual 21 Savage, a spirit. Y'all actually like to see that, especially coming from those who face tatted, was in the streets, all of that. Y'all like to see niggas make transformation. I know you do. Y'all like to hear the baby go a little deep on a song. You know what I mean? You would have much love for events like these people deciding they're no longer going to support devilishment than just Daylight versus Joey Bad, right? Which if you don't know both of them, that could be a publicity stunt. No disrespect to them, that's a good thing too, because that means they bringing the sport to hip hop to bring people's attention over to something that may be bigger. You might see them on a feature, right? The point is that you want to see that. So why would they be under the impression, because it's that damn machine trying to convince them that there's no room for that? You don't only know murder. We're tired of murder. We're tired of turning on music and it's saying kill, kill, kill. We tired of it. People been tired of turning on shit, talking about pop a pill and fuck this, that. It's the same song. People are tired of that. You hear me?
Brought the port from the UK to Georgia, stood on that land. We played on the beach, you remember the sand. The government took it when they came for policy. Told us they would come one day, but don't start. So how you end up on the side of the arms? The killing and drilling is not what we taught. Your mama was right there with SRO law. They used to stand on the block, but they ain't just stand, they would walk with them scrolls and them pamphlets, handing them out. You the prime example of what happened when they took the master and scattered us. Folks talk about we was abused without asking us. Guess they don't care how that scrutiny battered us. So I get it. You probably were broken or confused or thought it was hopeless. All these rumors, they called us a cult. But your biological father should know that it wasn't about no race or no hate, it was different. Cause nobody went in their race with racism. We treated people with respect, had no business. I know for sure that Dr. Ansel will witness. Heather, I know if you could just revisit them days when we walked.
That hit mama. If he wouldn't be so damn, cause the same person I'm talking about, he was against me writing the letter. He said, nah. Because I called him before I dropped the letter. This is one of Dr. Malachi's New York sons. I'm not going to say his name. One of Dr. Malachi's New York sons. I met him when I was 14 years old. I've been rocking with him ever since. He one of the oldest ones. It don't matter if I say that, because if you only way you'll know who that is if you know. One of Malachi's sons, biologically. I called him. I said, yo, I'm about to do this letter to 21 Savage. Anything you want to add in? Because I want to make sure, da-da-da-da with the whoop. He's like, nah, bro, don't do that. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, nah, it just seemed like you reaching now. Like, why would you do a letter to someone else? I said, have you heard any of my letters? He said, yeah, I seen the letter you did, this and sexually read, da-da-da-da. I said, you didn't listen to it, because that wasn't no diss. I said, you got to listen to my letters. And he said, well, what you doing the letter for? I said, I want people to, first of all, know what's going on with Pops. And when they see 21 Savage, they're going to click and they're going to hear about the Pops situation. Also, I want to tell them, like, yo, we need some help out here. I'm not going to diss him. I said, I'm just going to remind him about where we used to be at, like, and say he wasn't number 3 years older than me. I just want to remind him, like, and tell him all his brothers, not all of us went dormant. Somebody's still alive. And right now, they're just still alive too. And Pops is still alive too. You know what I mean? And hopefully people that see it, that's in his family, can get it with him and be like, yo, man, we need to talk to this brother. That's one of our brothers. You want to know what he said to me? Pop's son was like, he said, nah, man, that's family. We can't do that. He said, I don't got no information for you, bro. Because I was asking him different things that he would have known more about, like Heather and, you know what I mean? He's like, nah, he said, I don't got no information for you, bro. I'm like, why are you saying that? I'm like, you always give me information. Even when it came to, you know, and what was so interesting was he was saying, he also said he ain't had no information when I asked him about Pops. Because I said, all right, we can change the subject. I said, because you saying that's family. I said, I'm family too. So that's more reason why I should be able to talk to him. He said, yeah, but like, okay, that's family. Don't make a letter on him. I said, no, I'm making a letter because that's family. Like, that's more reason. Like, and he like, okay, he said, I know you, Faise. He said, I'm going to keep telling you don't do it. He said, that's going to make you want to just do it more. So I'm glad you know me. I said, you want to move on? He said, yeah, let's move on. I said, how's Pops doing? He said, I don't got. He said, you still going to do a letter? I said, yeah, I'm still going to do the letter. And I knew he was going to say that if I said I'm still going to do the letter, that he was going to be like, I don't got no information. I knew that. I still said, yeah, I'm doing the letter. You know me. He said, I don't have no information for you, bro. And I was like, you for real, bro? Like, ever since I was 14, I've been able to know what was going on with Pops firsthand through you. And you telling me because I'm making a letter to 21 Savage, who, if he's so family, where he been? He don't come around. We do family day, literally. He doesn't come. Even Jazzo and them come, right? Even some of the old Stetson Sonic rappers, they come. Some of the celebrities, they'll show up. Where's he at? You know what I mean? The Zed Fest, he showed up to any of them. They had to show up. Now, Heather come to his house, the son I'm talking about. I was on the phone with him one time. He like, yeah, man, 21 Savage mama just left. Da-da-da-da. I said, yeah, how they doing? Oh, they doing good. Woo, woo, woo. You know what I mean? This is family. I'm telling y'all. I know some people don't think I'm cap. I'm trying to tell you something. Not everybody, like, people didn't start off celebrities. You know that, right? This was family first. And we didn't deal with family how most people deal with family. Everybody we was family. We had an actual community. You know what I mean? It had nothing to do with what you wore, what you eat, or what you ate. It was real deal of family things. Some of y'all can vouch for it. I don't know where everybody at. You know what I mean? I know I be trying to like explain it to the point of over-explaining sometimes. I'm just saying this wasn't no, let me just pick 21 Savage at random and make up something. I'm telling y'all real facts. Like, his family is my family. You know what I mean? We all came up. There are pictures of Heather on the land, in the crowd, listening to Pop's teaching. He was out there on the beach with me, playing with us. You see what I'm saying? Him, his brother, it wasn't just, he had his sister. They were all there. So it was just unfortunate. I'm like, bro, you really gonna take it there? So I made the letter anyway. And he was mad at me about it for a while. And I let him be mad. But it's like, ain't no way, because come on, bro. Y'all not gonna help me. Y'all not gonna help me push this out. And it's your father we talking about. I'm doing what I can because every adult that I'm talking to seem to be like living their life and they not really, this ain't their focus. Now, if somebody knows something I don't know, I can accept that in the end. You feel me? Like, for some people to be so comfortable, if y'all know that this was never a part of it, this was never the thing, and, you know what I mean, we didn't even have to do it, then that's another thing. Like, if Pops was somewhere else on the damn island, okay, I understand that. But if y'all are telling me y'all saying he in there, he locked up, then that's the priority. Let's help him, do whatever we can to help him, come together to help him. But to be upset with me for making a letter that was going to bring more, and did bring more people attention to what's going on, instead of supporting me, you know what I mean? If anything, you can hit up Heather. I almost said Hitler. You can hit up Heather and be like, yo, I got somebody want to talk to Cher. Da-da-da-da, woo-da-woo, woo-da-woo. And we do it that way. And then we could have did a feature or something. You see what I'm saying? But where's that family? Where's that glue? Where it don't matter who you are. Y'all see me, I'm a celebrity or on my way to being that. And I still show up, show love, da-da-da-da, whoop-whoop, because we still family, no matter what's going on. Even when it was light waving them, when certain things went down, we handled it a family way. You see what I'm saying? There's certain ways you're supposed to go about certain things. So for me to be potentially ousted by certain people in the family because I'm talking about somebody that's a part of our family and in the public eye with the intention of bringing more attention to something that's happening with our family that has been affecting everything. You know what I mean? That shit was unnerving. Like I just in the seat that I'm in, I just got to keep going no matter how I feel about it. And I just did it anyway.
You could just revisit them days when we walked on the bridge over Faise with Chef Douglas cooking up in the kitchen, the children laughing, running free with no issue. You fall on your face and you cry like an infant. Can't ever tell me you forgot about the
If y'all paying attention, I'm pulling out receipts that you don't just have. You see what I'm saying? I'm pulling out receipts. And I'm talking to Heather. I said, what I say to Heather?
Erase with racism, we treated, throw the doctor answer a witness. Heather, I know if you could just revisit them days when we walked on the bridge over Faise with Chef Douglas cooking up.
Okay, everything I'm showing y'all, I remember these things. Walking up, this was a magical thing to walk up on, right? Because the water was being spewed into the pond, right? These are the little seats we used to sit at to eat our food. All of that, like I was there. So I'm saying to Heather, like, imagine you just randomly just reappear on Tom Ray. You would fall on your face. The emotion would be tremendously present. You would fall on your face because just thinking about Tom Ray long enough, you're going to cry. So if something would have happened and you just appeared on Tom Ray again, your whole heart would drop to the ground along with you. And you would cry, like you would fall on your face. Everybody would just drop to their face and cry because we couldn't believe it. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you. Right, Chef Douglas. You see, that's my homie, right? She was there. Chef Douglas didn't charge my homie to eat food. That's one thing we remember about Chef Douglas. Okay, he ain't charge her. He charged everybody else. But when she came through, she ate for free. You wonder why, right? Okay. So my homie ate for free. Certain people got different treatment. And it was something that was unspoken and overstood. And you got to know who was behind how everything moved on the land. All right? Okay. So when I say Chef Douglas cooking up in the kitchen, the children laughing, running free with no issue.
In the kitchen, the children laughing.
You see the receipts? That was us. That's us. Look at the children. Where can we go now, y'all? Where our children can exist this way. You don't even see that aura coming from children at a park. Them children turn around. You know what they see? Pyramids, statues that look like them. People, adults that look like them, loving on one another, hugs, kisses. Here, do you need anything? Don't worry about that. Just pay for it later. Da 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 da. Woo da woo. Yeah, I got you. That's what we saw. That's what we saw. That's why I said, people said we was abused without asking us. And y'all think y'all doing something so great by coming out here saying, yeah, he was doing this, he was doing that. And we was the children. And we like, what are you talking about? First of all, you weren't there. And I remember the video I showed y'all with the young girls, and they was outside of the park talking on the land after they arrested Pops, and we only had the land for a little while after that, like 3 years. And they was going back over what happened that day, and they were asking the agents what was going on, and they said Dr. York or Mr. York had been arrested, and da-da-da. They're like, why? What's going on? And they said for molestation, and all the girls was like, for what? They were like, he never molested anybody. They was just as confused as we are still to this day. That how can y'all just believe anything when this many of us are telling y'all, no, that one group y'all see, that one family y'all see, all of them were ousted from the community. Oh, I'm about to get my charger. Hold on. I'm about to get my charger. Now, certain things I won't be able to say. Why? Because the only way I know them is because I told the elder and elders who told me that I wouldn't say nothing. And they said the only way we're going to tell you is if it's mom's the word. They said because we don't want this part out, that part out. Certain things is moving with Pops. Some of y'all be like, what's going on with Pops? Some stuff I can't even say because I have to honor my word or I ain't going to know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So some things I ain't going to be able to just come out and say right now. Some things I can. All right? Let me tell you. So I almost cried. I'm glad I had got up because I was going to cry when I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all, not y'all, but the people for decades now, over 2 decades, have tried to convince us that something happened to us. And I'm telling you, I remember everything about Tama Ray. You want to know what else I remember? Look at this picture closely. Where are the adults? Where are the adults? Remember I told y'all we used to get to Tama Ray and we would just run freely. Run freely. That's why I said the children laughing, running free with no issue. Nobody fucking with us. Nobody doing none of that shit. Because the adults were always somewhere seeing it, but not even in that aura. We were allowed to just play, go, experience, see this, see that. And everybody was everybody's parents. This is not no made up photo. This is real life. You see what I'm saying? So what you don't hear about nothing like this. You see stuff like this in the movies. That don't even happen. So for people to be like, yo, yeah, this happened to y'all, this happened to y'all, y'all was a part of this. Bro, we like, nigga, we was safe on Tama Ray. We was safe. We didn't experience what y'all talking about till we got out here. And we got around the demons that was supposed to be family, or we got around these people over here in this community, in this neighborhood. Or the only time we had real issues where you had stuff with the young teens is because we had them gates so open that sometimes some of y'all children that was out in the world came in and was exposing us to stuff we weren't supposed to know nothing about. Sound familiar? So many snakes got in the garden. And y'all children was fast because y'all children was exposed to like pornography and stuff. We didn't know what none of that stuff was. So that would happen. There would be occasions where it's like, what's going on the hill? Somebody child from Babylon came and, you know what I'm saying, enticed somebody's child from the garden. Now it becomes a problem because now this child is exposed to something they weren't ever. We were protected from that stuff. And I didn't even live on the land. You have to understand. I'm not talking about on Tama Ray. I'm talking about in Nuwapu. We were protected from that stuff. The children were kept pure. So what are you saying? Like, y'all don't understand what I'm saying? This is how I grew up. Do y'all get me? What's so interesting? Let me show y'all something. Let me show you something. What's the girl name? Nikki Lopez. Let's see what pop up. If we can see her. We might gotta put Dr. York. Cause she wound up blocking me and I ain't even fucking know who the fuck where she was at. I don't know why she even blocked me. Other than the fact that I stand up for Pops. Let me tell y'all something. Okay? Make this make sense for me. This is Nikki Lopez, one of Kane's children. You don't got to know that. I know that. This is one of Kane's seed. You see what I say? I brought down a cult. Ex-member helped catch the chill. Okay, check this out. The government gave this lady immunity. It already sounds spooky, don't it? She was granted immunity. Now, if you're supposed to be taking down a cult for crimes against children, what is she being given immunity for? Stay with me, because some people ain't gonna understand how I know certain things, but I'll show you, okay? So this lady was given immunity, Nikki Lopez, for child molestation. Look at the soul. Look at the soul gone. Look at the damn I fucked up, but I can't go back. Look at it. She was given immunity. She can kick it. Y'all have to understand something about right knowledge. If you were brought up in right knowledge, you know how to lie like a motherfucker. You know how to lie like a motherfucker. You want to know why? Because you know the truth like a motherfucker. And once you access that much truth and wits and intellect, it is not hard to lie to people, pull on their heart. But I'm gonna show you better than I could tell you. Go watch. She was given immunity for child molestation. She was given immunity for statutory rape. Huh? Exactly. I'm gonna show you that I know what I'm talking about. Again, I ain't gonna be able to say too much, but I'll say what I've already said. Okay? I'll say what I've already said. What was the name? Oh, I'm going to type it another way. Drowning in my thoughts. Drowning in my thoughts. Remember, the Most High put you right where you need to be able to see certain things and behold certain things. Right? So, who is this? All right, what's the first thing you see pop up on the screen? See that? Phase one. Watch. Whatever, what entertainment, that's one of Pop's sons. Okay, stay with me. That right here is Kush. His name is Kush. You see right there, Kush 215. Drowning in my thoughts. Watch. Okay, I don't have to say too much, but I just want to show the face so you got the face. All right? So, that's Kush. Interestingly enough, you look like Pops, right? Stay with me. So, I met Kush through one of Pop's sons. Kush is involved in the case. So I was just around shooting videos and happened to meet him. Guess what he do? We on our way to Snellville. Here go the video right here. We on our way to Snellville to shoot this video. And you'll see him here. Where is that? I don't know where his thing would be at. Well, that's him. Okay? I shot this video too. Okay, I don't know if you see it in the beginning, phase one. There, go right there. Just so y'all can see. I'm gonna show you everything. Y'all know I'm the receipt man. Come on now. All right. So in this video, Music Soul Child brother in this video too. Let me see if I can see him. Just so I can show y'all how deep it go. This Music Soul Child brother. Right here. I know it's like a horrible, like nigga, there ain't nothing. But that's his brother. Because he's not a main character in the video, but he was dancing. Let me see, maybe this is it. Yeah, he over here. Damn, where the fuck did we catch this nigga at?
Betty, EBT food stamps, nigga. I got a whole bank card that I don't use no more. Who? What you got? I got this Mad Dog. Got this. Yeah, I got a casino card.
There he is. All right, that's Tracy. Okay, that's Trace. All right, I think his Instagram is Leaving a Track or Leaving a Trace. He spelled it like Leaving a TRAC. So some people call him Track, some people call him Trace. All right, that's Music Soul Child's biological brother now. He be singing and everything too. So remember, Music Soul Child is a Nuwapian. He's one of us. That's family, meaning like we know him, Talib. That's family, okay? All right, so Kush, who is right here, on our way to shoot this video, he going off, right? He talking about Malachi, da-da-da-da, what he didn't like on the land, all that other stuff, da-da-da-da. And then you want to know what he said? He said, man, I was like 14 years old, and I was fucking Nikki, and she was like 25. And in my brain, I'm like, you just admitted that the lady statutorily raped you. And that's what I'm saying. And when I got on the phone with Jacob York about 2 months ago, I brought that up. I said, yo, because he was swearing up and down that he believed what they were saying about Pops and all of that. And he's a victim advocate, da-da-da-da. I said, well, you know, I know Kush. And Kush was explaining that he had relations with Nikki, and Nikki was an adult and he was a child. Right? He's like, yeah, what about it? I promise you, my right hand to the Most High. Jacob York was like, he said, what about it? He said, are you going to use whataboutism? Are you going to deflect and say that? I said, I'm just saying you're an advocate for people who are supposed to be victims. Yet you're saying, yeah, this happened, but you are still cool like this with Nikki. So are a lot of people. They still cool with Nikki, the one who went and started all this shit. It was Nikki who started all this shit, if you don't know. Nikki Lopez, stay with me. What's my point here? I ain't gonna be able to say too much. My point here is Nikki was granted immunity for the things that she did. She actually was doing these things. And ultimately, when word was getting back to Pops that things weren't moving right, you want to know what he did? He told them, y'all got to go. Certain people, he would be like, yo, you got to leave. Or he'll send the brothers, be like, tell them they got to go. They can't stay up here no more. Can't be around us. We don't do that type of stuff. Da-da-da-da, whoop-de-whoop. You see what I'm saying? How the fuck the crown come on Pops? Okay, you might not know how the feds work. So somebody gets immunity. It don't matter about whether or not the person they targeting is innocent or guilty. That don't matter. You're just supposed to roll on them. Okay? Which has multiple meanings. The main meaning in this is, even if it means you make up some stuff and get some other people to go with you and make up some stuff, then you will be our key witness. And you're credible. That can sway the jury. You see what I'm saying? You're credible, so that sways the jury. And you're a woman. So if you don't know what that means, don't even worry about it. So the jury thinks you're credible because you were around. So you can say this, that, and the third. It sounds more believable. And then the thing is, again, you're giving somebody immunity for things that they actually did. You with me? Now, again, I ain't going to be able to say too much, but that part ain't over. You understand that? So, again, people were able to see over time on TV, the networks, all of that. Nikki Lopez was leading in all of the defamation, the, what do you call it? The slander, all of that. All of the documentaries. It wasn't until recently you see Habiba Washington coming out now with documentaries, right? So a lot of people were able to see this over time, that she was leading it. So you have to ask yourself, because remember, I know Kush, so he can't deny what he told me. He can't deny what he told me. Because he told me in the way that niggas talk. When niggas talk, it don't matter how old niggas is, niggas take pride in knocking down older women. So they don't look at it from the perspective of the law. And he didn't either. And he was just running his mouth talking to me. But what'd he say? He said, Nikki Lopez had sex with him. She was 25 years old. He was like 13, 14 years old. right? Saying that that person who stands in front of everybody like she's fighting to save victims, she would the main one fucking on everybody and the young niggas. Ain't that crazy? Now, again, if I'm telling you, look, I met bro for a reason, for him to tell me just that. So I have, what do you call it, foreshadowing before certain things came out or come out. Because I already know certain things based off of what they done said out their mouth. So you have to explain to me, how is this person the leading face of all their documentaries, books, everything, yet they don't tell you what she was given immunity for is child molestation and statutory rape. Her, not Pops. And then in the Habiba Washington recampment, I'm going to show you what's going on and why they all looking, how they looking now, like what's about to happen. How you say Habiba Washington or Abigail Washington. Okay? Listen what she say.
March to some of the girls and boys that were going down, ex-members that were going to go down to Florida just to hang out, to have fun, or whatever. I agreed to go on the trip. I told Jacob that I would come on the trip. I left from New York, east, outside of his house. That he felt that his father doesn't need to be alive, that he shouldn't even be given life. He felt that his father needs to just rot in jail. Jacob wanted all of us meaning me, Nicole, Karima, he was talking to a couple of people, different people that left the community. He wanted us to bring...
You heard what he said? Different people, or heard what she said? Different people that left the community. They got put out the community.
Case against his father. Jacob told me that some of the girls and boys that left the community had went to the government about different things that was going on in the community, meaning child molestation. Before I left the community, I was the main person in charge of the finances, as well as in charge of anything that went on with the community, the living, eating, anything, the financial, anything that happened in the community. I dealt with that. So told me that the FBI knew who I was.
Listen.
And that they were told about certain things that I've done.
Listen.
In the community, and some of those things I can be incriminated for. Jacob told me that if I don't go to the FBI first, then they would come after me, they would incarcerate me, they would take my children away from me, because there are things that they were told about me that could incriminate me.
I want y'all to pay attention, because Chuck, dumbass, and the rest of them are trying to say this is a fake recampment. Why in a fake recampment would you say that the government was told things about you that could incriminate you? The FBI was told things about you that could incriminate you that you did in the community. Why would you add that in there if there's a fake recampment? So not only Nikki, Habiba Washington or Abigail Washington also was doing shit on the land. You understand? And according to what they saying, it was with young niggas. Because you have to remember, a lot of these young niggas was hawking down on the women. It don't matter though, because they were still young boys. Now ask me, does this have anything to do with Dr. Melikazi York? The answer is no. This is them. And what Jacob York did was he came to people like her. Talking about some, oh, the FBI knows what you did, so if you don't side with us and make up these stories, then they're going to come after you and your children. Because they already told you, you ain't going to be able to tell them you didn't do this because they already been told that. What's my point here? From the beginning, it was a setup. And she's a victim too. You understand what I'm explaining to you? Not saying she didn't participate in shit, because according to what has been said, she has. I wasn't there to witness it. But she's a victim too. Because Jacob York coerced her. He threatened her. And they're going to try to disguise it and say, no, it wasn't a threat. Because what he said to me on the phone was, well, yeah, that part was true. Because I was telling her don't go down for him. Da-da-da-da. No, you threatened her by saying that if she didn't join y'all, the FBI would come for her children and take her children away and lock her up for things that people were saying she did. Even if she didn't do the things, you still allowed it to be that way. And you became the messenger for not just what was moving at that time, the FBI, to get everybody involved so that you can put that case together against your dad. You see what I'm saying? Watch.
When Jacob first talked to me about that, I was not interested in bringing out any charges against his father. I didn't see any reason. I didn't believe that anything was going on. I didn't believe that anything was wrong. We wasn't doing any criminal acts. Jacob brought up the fact that I had a son by his father at 17 years old. I told Jacob that my son with his father was never, it never came about because I was forced to have sex with his father. I was 17 years old, and yes, I did agree to having a child with his father at that age. I understood my age, I understood his age. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I consented to it. So I told Jacob that that's the way that I felt. I didn't feel that anything wrong happened.
And at that time, for those who didn't know, 16 was grown. You were an adult at age 16. It has changed now, but not much. It's only been shifted to you're 18 and you're an adult. Even still, age 16 is still the legal age of consent for sexual interactions for someone in Georgia. You see what I'm explaining to you? At that time period, 16 was an adult. So 17 was an adult. There are people that are 18 years old getting with older men, and people are like, okay, that's an adult. That's their business. So when Jacob was pulling it up, though, that's why they tried to flip it in court. He was like, yeah, but you was 17 or around 18 when this occurred. Not only was she saying she was adult, her parents were overstanding their relationship at that point in time, and they were okay with the consummation. They were okay with them having a child. They were okay with it. You see what I'm explaining to you? So again, even if people like, 17, too young, at that time, they didn't look at it that way. At that time, they said it was an adult. And also, if you don't agree with it, you have the right to disagree with it. That doesn't place him in jail. So far, none of this places him in jail. What they got going on, don't place him in jail. Only reason why they tried to do that was them running that RICO shit saying he was running a criminal organization. Okay, based on the acts that people was talking about. Didn't have anything to do with him. And then you have to look at it and see that Dr. Melakazi York was moved to the feds. It was no longer no state thing. And everybody else got let off and they were given immunity, or people like Habiba Washington, according to what I was told, had to still register as a sex offender. So this affected people's lives. And Jacob York knew what he was doing. You see what I'm saying? And all of it's being told. So no, there wasn't no fake recantment. You can tell it's not no fake recantment based on the things that she's saying. Fake recantment, you just going to get straight to the point. You don't really have no ducks in a row. But she got all her ducks in a row because she telling the truth that this shit was a setup from the beginning. And everything she's saying in her recantment matches what Dr. Melakazi York was saying when all of this started popping off. Another thing, yes, Dr. Melakazi York did interviews from jail explaining everything, and it aligns with this. He explained about their trip down to Florida, right? I think it was Tampa, Florida. He explained about that and the setup and how it went down there, how everybody was putting it together there. He knew about all of it. You see what I'm saying? And he was put on guard beforehand. I was told this by the elder. They were saying that people coming to Malachi York say, they planning on bringing a case against you. And he was like, he was like, bring it on. He was ready to go to war. He was ready to fight him. But he knew what was going on and what everybody was doing. This is Malachi York we're talking about. So this recanted statement, you can pay attention to the date. It's 2004. Okay, 5 days after I think they was like doing the convictions, and then they ran it simultaneously with R. Kelly. I think they did that on purpose too. Cause I think April, no, that was August. So it was August. So yeah, this is before then. It's months before. I think it was August 13th. That was a big date that they intersected with R. Kelly. And I think they did that on purpose.
We both agreed to it. I felt that I was an adult. It was my decision, and I went with it. But Jacob proceeded to say that there were some things that some of the other members, some of the other ex-members had went to the government with, and that I should really, really talk to them and see what's up and see how I can clear my name so that I'm not prosecuted for any of those things. We all went to Florida after that conversation, and during our trip to Florida we had several conversations in the car with Jacob. It was some other boys that were there, and Jacob started talking about going on the land and taking some of the kids, just kidnapping some of the children off the land. He was talking about my sister was still there, my younger sister Issa was still there, and he wanted us to just go up there and just take her and take some of the other little girls and boys off the land because he didn't feel that they should be living on the land with his father. But we had all agreed that that was not going to happen. You know, none of us was interested in going up on the land and kidnapping anybody.
See what I'm saying? So just look at everything that she was saying in that, right? So again, that's Abigail. Dr. Melakazi York was explaining that. He's like, man, tell the truth. That's what Abigail got mad about. He's like, tell the truth, Abigail. Tell the truth. You were the bisexual. You were the one who was doing these things. Tell the truth. This had nothing to do with me. This is your thing. And yeah, Dr. Melakazi York got a lot of interviews. I noticed the Isle of Patmos. What else? Let me see Dr. York phone call, because there was some other ones that came out. Well, he was talking about, there's a lot of them where he was talking about certain things. I wish I just was able to just come and start collecting these things. Just know what everybody, because a lot of people had phone calls and stuff from the beginning, updates, and I got to talk to some of them elders, because a lot of these people done fell away. But yeah. Let me go to Isle of Patmos. Maybe that'll lead me to the rest of them. Because I know he did that the Nubians Under the Spell. A lot of that shit you can barely hear too. Unless you know his cadence. Yeah. It's always, it might be one of them.
Now, this whole entire case began because...
This Pauline Rogers lady, Maumi did a reading for her. She came to Maumi and was asking her, should she go forward with bringing charges against Malachi? And what were the charges going to be against? It wasn't even necessarily charged. I think she was trying to just get some money. She was going to come, she was asking Maumi, should she go against Malachi for child support? For a child that I think she said was living in Virginia at the time. She wasn't even living with the child. Right? So she was asking for child support, money, all kinds of stuff. So she was going to go after Malachi for some money. And Maumi told her, don't do it. And then later on came the, the reading said no. Okay, then later on, y'all have to remember now, right? These are people everybody be putting up videos about. We know them. I'm trying to tell y'all something. Like, nah, we know y'all lied. You didn't come to Maumi talking about no child this, no abuse, no nothing. You came and asked, should you go after him for child support to get your money? You was thinking about money. Right? You said she was in Virginia. The child was in Florida. Okay, yeah. So you see what I'm saying? She wanted money, and Maumi was like, she was like, that don't even make sense. You not even with the child. Right? But the reading said, no, don't go forward. And next thing we know, she on the TV. And I remember Maumi screaming at the TV, cussing her ass out. I didn't even know who the lady was. But she was cussing her out about how she was lying. She was cussing at the TV. Maumi was mad, cussing at the TV about what she was saying. And she was mad because this lady was passing around our Holy Tablets book and letting them people touch it. And we ain't play that. I have to understand. We didn't play that. So to go there with our book is one thing. To pass it around and let them touch and hold our book, that was like, I remember, I didn't even know to be mad about it. My homie was mad, so I was like, okay, I guess we're mad about this. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was a very grave disrespect.
Now, this whole entire case began because of an anonymous letter. Now, when was that? That was way back in 1997 by Pauline Rogers, who they don't want to use now because after doing it, they found out that she had already admitted and came over to our side and did affidavit videotapes telling the truth of how she was bribed, how they offered her money, the different things they put up throughout the entire county, how her and Sakina Parham was meeting in the library with the constitutional general Bill Osinski.
So listen.
How they offered her money, came over to our side and did affidavit videotapes telling the truth of how she was bribed, how they offered her money.
So he said she didn't want to talk about how she came over to our side and did videos, affidavits, talking about how she was bribed and they offered her what? Money. You got to listen to what he's saying and you'll see how you follow the money and you'll see where all this goes.
Our side and did affidavit videotapes telling the truth of how she was bribed, how they offered her money, the different things they put up throughout the entire county, how her and Sakina Parham was meeting in the library with the constitutional general Bill Osinski and different things like that, setting these plots up. And so now that she didn't
They had meetings in the library before they went on his show so they can know their script. He telling it all.
know the truth, they don't want to use that. The worst thing about it is the fact that that letter was said that it made me such a dangerous person when we read up VO2s, right? If it made me such a dangerous person, Seals let me roam the street from 1997 to 2002 and leave all these kids in that danger because his statement was he didn't have enough evidence. So what by evidence he means he needs me to do more things. So basically he's saying I need him to do more things to children so I can get a stronger case. And wouldn't that endanger the children? So that shows right there that they're violent. That's called reckless endangerment.
You hear what he just said? He's explaining that if he was supposed to be caught by then and he had all this stuff going on, he's supposed to be doing all this stuff to children, and Sheriff Seals says, well, I don't have enough evidence to hit him right now. I need him to do more things. He said, well, then by that, you're saying you need him to hurt more children. He said, so that's reckless endangerment. And reckless endangerment, you endanger the children if this is what you're saying is true then. Why would you leave him out if he's this dangerous person from 1997 to 2002? You understand? If my math is correct, that's like 5 years that you left somebody out that you claiming is a dangerous man. You see what I'm saying? That's how Malachi York is explaining it to y'all. They made it all up. It's a scam.
Man, he's a dangerous man. And whoever worked with him on the case, whether it's Jermaine Ward, it's Baskins, right, whoever worked with him in that period of time was saying it's all right for this dangerous man to roam the street from 1997 to 2003. And he's a dangerous children, he's a pseudo-pedophile, he does this, he does that, he does that. But we ain't gonna arrest him yet because we need to catch him doing things. So when we catch him, we can use that in court. They come up at the end of the day and we speak down in court. Mr. Richard Moultrie stands up and says we have no videotapes of Mr. York doing it.
Boom. Where the liars at who say there was videotapes? What'd he say?
Richard Moultrie stands up and says we have no videotapes of Mr. York doing anything with anybody.
We have no videotapes of Mr. York doing anything with anybody. But they lied and said they did. You understand that? Watch.
Oh, yeah, we have a couple of videos of him going out of Red Lobster. And they never mentioned right before Red Lobster, we went into a Bible store and bought Bibles. That didn't want to tell people.
So he said, yeah, we got videos of him going into Red Lobster, in and out of a Red Lobster. He said, but they don't mention it right before we went to the Red Lobster. We went to a store and bought Bibles. He's saying, like, listen, they whole shit is fucked up.
There's nothing me doing anything with anybody. There's no videotapes of me doing anything. There's no pictures of me with no shows in any form or fashion. So if you've been doing this since 1997 and you're raised in 2003, how is it possible you didn't catch me in any uncompromising situations ever?
He's saying if he was doing all this stuff from 1997 to the year 2002, how can you never caught him in any compromising position ever? If all this was supposed to be going on, how were you never able to obtain anything about it if it's happening? You see what I'm saying? Other than the hearsay of disgruntled people who wasn't even in the nation at that point. They weren't even around the family because of the shit they was into. You see what I'm saying? Got kicked out of the communities. All right, watch.
That period of time. How is that possible? And if I'm not mistaken, they didn't find any DNA evidence, and the medical evidence. They found no DNA evidence. They took pillows and blankets and sheets and stuff them, and had admit there's no DNA.
He said they took pillows and sheets and all of that. He said, and they had to admit there's no DNA.
If I was performing all these illicit acts on this pillow, there would be some DNA.
He said if I was performing all these illicit acts on these pillows and covers, he said there would be some DNA.
Sakina Parham's mother wanted to get up there and tell the truth about her daughter, and she had a lot of information that we have since put on a affidavit tape. And a bunch of other witnesses who he was trying to avoid getting on the stand. As far as Jake to get up there and mentioning money, yes, these people were getting up, they were getting concessions already from the government. They was on the payroll. Sakina Parham was on a payroll.
He's telling you, Sakina, the lady who you can see it in her eyes. You know, this pictures, images, it captures the soul. This is a look of worry, a look of compromise, a look of distress. It's there. Any psychiatric person that would have came through and evaluated this situation would have said, these people are lying. We don't know why these people are lying, but these people are lying. It's all in the face.
Concessions already from the government. They was on the payroll.
He's saying these people on payroll. Nobody want to play what Malachi York said for all these years. Y'all know that, right? They're just gonna run their mouth and talk about him. What he says don't matter. You don't even calculate or factor that in.
Sakina Parham was on a payroll. Jake York or Yaqub Muhammad was on a payroll.
He said Jacob York was paid.
They was all being paid or threatened, one or the other. Right.
He said they were all being paid or threatened, one or the other.
And we told if you do not cooperate with us and help us put this man away, then we want you to say, we're going to take your kids away and we're going to put you in prison.
See? If you're not going to cooperate, he said, we want you to say, we're going to take your kids away, we're going to put you in prison. Does that align with what Habiba Washington said? Yes or no? When Habiba Washington was like, Jacob York told her they're going to come for her children and put her in jail. She wasn't lying on that recantment. That's a real recantment. You see what I'm saying? All right.
We want you to go out and we want you to recruit people. You go find these people, we'll pay for it, we'll fly you around. And we got the investigation, we pulled up the receipts, we pulled up the money tabs for the flights that the government was moving Sakina Parham here or moving another one here, moving there. All that's been accumulated, gathered, to verify. Jake is now on the investigation. Why? Because Little Kim is on the investigation. Little Kim goes to the public because they're getting her for perjury, and then she's been in 30 years now. What's the perjury? She says in open record. Well, the people on the back of my album, they're the ones who were doing all the embezzlement. I didn't have anything to do with that kind of stuff. The person on the back of the album is Yorkie Down Records, which is Jake Yorkie.
So he was saying even Karen was talking about they was on the embezzlement side of things. They was doing the illegal shit. He's talking about Yorktown Records. That's this person, Jacob York.
Big Papa. Right.
The when what do you call it? Biggie Smalls say, I love it when you call me Big Papa. He took that name from Jacob York. You know what I'm saying? They called Jacob York Big Papa. And Jacob York used to be around Biggie Smalls and all of that. And Jacob York wanted Malachi York to sign for co-sign and put money behind Lil' Kim. And Malachi York wouldn't do it. And that also made him mad. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that motive for why he went after Pops and has tried to convince himself that he did this for some righteous reason. And he's sick. He's dealing with a lot of ailment right now. And that should eat you up on the inside. And then you got to spend all your money trying to get that handled. And then that fuck your pockets up. And listen, I'll tell you like this. Hatred is cancerous. And one thing that can't be denied is the truth. So people have to come around eventually. I did my best. I got on the phone with Jacob York now, for everybody who don't know. And I talked to him for about 2-3 hours. And then toward the end of it, I asked, anybody, I said, it's been 22 years. I said, you mean to tell me nobody got on the phone and asked you these questions? He was like, no. Nobody asked. All right, watch.
That's the one that did not investigate. Why? Because they're getting to find out that since his friends got on the stand in our case, but the judge wouldn't let it go public, but we still have it in affidavit tape, where they told what took place and how they planned outside of Atlanta, what houses they met in, when they met in these houses, who gathered, how they plotted, and they was going to take down this man because they was promised a whole bunch of money if they succeeded in taking me down.
They were counting on a whole bunch of money if they succeeded in taking me down. He's telling y'all what happened.
This is what they said in the court. The so-called victims came to court on my behalf. That's why they closed this thing down.
He said the so-called victims came to court on my behalf. That's why they closed it down.
4 people sitting there, and every one of them became uncredible. They found out that the girl called Belora, who calls herself Crystal Harding, has a felony charge. She's in a federal facility locked down for possession of a deadly weapon and stealing a car. The children in the school in Athens have come forth, and they're starting to reveal who the boyfriend, his name is Eli, is a boy from a Safari Roach. And now he admits and they admit that she told them who took her virginity, just like she told her mother when she was in mental hospital, who testified on the stand, Pamela Roach, right? That her daughter told her she was still a virgin when she left the land and said, before I leave, I want to go down and tell Baba goodbye, which doesn't sound like something you would say to somebody who molested you.
See what I'm saying? She was still a virgin by the time she left the land. She said before she left the land, she wanted to go down and tell Baba goodbye. You see what I'm saying? But you coming back to all these stories. Before she left, she wanted to make it her business to speak to Malachi York, one of these sisters. You see what I'm saying? Y'all paid attention?
And most of them have already perjured themselves while they was on the stand, but one of them said, namely, I think it was Safari Roach, he lied to the grand jury. Yes, Amanda Noel as well. Another one admitted that her father had coerced her into it. Another one was taken from a mental institution because she's claiming to be her mother's stand. Her mother's name is Nicole Harding, who got on the stand and lied because I told her to tell launder money. That was never proved that laundered any money. And they lied to my my accountant who took over half for 30 years and joked, well, maybe he did business under that name. He could have done business under that name. All those are lies. Are you saying that you are innocent of these charges? I'm saying I'm totally innocent. This is a long-term plot with the restrictions that the community set up. Our philosophy is that they're not supposed to have sex until they're married. You follow? And they're not allowed to drink alcohol or smoke cigarettes or listen to hardcore or vulgar rap or those things or wear explicit clothes, anything of that nature. We, as Native Americans, have a culture that we believe in, and part of it is modesty and modest apparel. The follow these kids wanted to get involved because the land was so open, so they would see street kids come on, and the girls have all this blonde hair and extensions and wigs and perms and tight pants and all that, and they would be attracted to that. And that caused a problem. By the time the estrogen set in on these kids, you know what I mean, they started going to their teenage days, they started rebelling, fighting with their mothers, sneaking up the hill, seeing boys and all kinds of things.
See, he said the same thing I told y'all. He basically saying because of how open the land was, a lot of people came and were enticing the ones who were part of the garden. And we had our own culture, and we certain things we didn't do. We didn't dress all tight. We didn't dress all revealing. We didn't do a lot of stuff. So when that was introduced, it was just like somebody coming in with the fruit. You see what I'm saying? And saying, yo, this is good to make you either. We didn't dress like that. So, and then it was things that people were doing, like up on the hill, that they weren't supposed to be doing. That's all he's saying.
And I just couldn't take it no more.
He said, I just couldn't take it no more.
Now, why do you feel there is a conspiracy to have you incarcerated, either by the government or by what I understand to be those who left the tribe? Okay, the children are tools being used by the state first. The government is also being manipulated by the state. The government stepped in, right, to do a state a favor. Didn't know the state was lying to them. Howard Richard Seals and a handful of his cronies down in the Okemukee Circuit area, which is a bunch of, the lake people, a bunch of racists out there who've been racist. We've done research on their whole history. There's been clans and Confederates and Sherman marched through there, and they're trying to hold on to the old good old boys mentality. They hated us from the day we popped up. So he just had to wait for the right time. He tried everything, from every kind of violation, from the doorknob is too low to the lights in the wrong place. There's no exit sign. And was closing everything as fast as he was built. Closing as fast as he was built. Meanwhile, I had applied for my indigenous status. I could eliminate being involved with him at home. But I had to go ahead and continue dealing with it until the paperwork would come through. You follow? So he would block everything, and take us to court, He would lose, and he would lie, and he would alter.
What he's explaining right now is how Sheriff Seals, the sheriff of Putnam County, was trying to put violations on everything they did, whether it was a lack of an exit sign or this, that, and the third, and they were losing all of those cases. He tried everything he could to take Malachi down. It didn't work. So he said he was just waiting for his big moment.
Why want to hide down in Brunswick, close the court, select the jury, cable and TV so they can edit away the truth. They're trying to hide.
You heard what he said? Cable TV so they can edit away the truth. That was a tape.
Truth from the public. I want the public to demand, to want to see every detail in this case and monitor every detail so they can see that it's a lie.
He's saying he wanted the public to see everything so they can monitor and observe every detail of the case so they'll see that it's a lie. He said, so if they got all this evidence and everything, why are they trying to keep the case private? Why they don't want it to be public? Again, y'all saw a YSL trial from if a nigga made a sandwich in the corner, you can see the nigga do it. Right? The only video y'all see of Malachi York is the video they snuck of the plea deal arrangement. You see what I'm saying? So they could try to convince the public he was guilty because the public doesn't know the difference between somebody taking a plea deal and somebody saying, I did these things. And then they rejected the plea deal. They set him up. They coerced him into a plea deal, offered 15, and then rejected it, went up, right, to 25, and Pops was like, fuck that, we fighting. You see what I'm saying? It's a railroad.
You don't want the public to see this trial. If I thought I was such a evil man, why would I want my trial public? You know what? Shouldn't I be trying to hide this? As bold as that sounds, all that stuff they're saying, all that lust and all that sex and all that racketeering, when I want to have an open trial, wouldn't I be saying, great, I'm glad to have a private trial? Right. In fact, I'm saying, give me an open trial. I want the world to watch this trial. Tells you right there that I want the public to see it. And the fact that they don't tells you right there they have something they're trying to hide from y'all.
Boom. He telling you. He's saying, if I'm supposed to be guilty, why am I fighting to make it be that y'all can see what's going on and they're trying to hide it? He said, that right there should tell you they got something to hide from y'all.
Right, and now throughout all that, throughout all the torture that you've been put through and things of that nature, now you're leading up to the court case, and it just seems from what I'm reading in the public is that now they're trying to violate your constitutional rights by allotting you a fair trial. That's right. And that's what this Judge C. Ashley Royal wanting to close the courtroom. That's right. That's what that about? Not with my First Amendment right, my Sixth Amendment right, my Fifth Amendment right, and I think my 14th Amendment right. He's just trying to close the trial because he don't want the public to hear this trial. He's lying. He's saying he's doing it to protect the children, but there's no children in the case. So
he's saying like, look, he's lying. The dude is lying and saying they trying to keep it private to protect the children, but there are no children on the case. They made y'all think that when you talk about court, that there was children in court saying this, that, and the third. Everybody was adults. And he was the one that was trying to make it be or fighting to make it be that the case was public. They kept it private. He telling you what happened.
That can't be the real reason. So now, what is the real reason? To keep the public from hearing the truth. When we start presenting the videotapes we got, the pictures we got of these kids in their real nature, the fact, the letters we got, the actual witnesses we got who made affidavit response, who was raised with them, who hung out with them, not the 4 people they're talking about, the 5 they're talking about, but another 50 other people who were there, their own mothers and fathers, their own brothers and sisters who were willing to testify that these kids is a plot for money. People who was a part of the meeting when they had the plot plan, went to Florida with them, how Jake and them transported minds across the state line from Georgia, bringing them down to Florida just to set up the plot.
See? Because they end up charging Dr. Malachi York with transportation of minor across state lines. The people that Jacob York took down from Georgia to Florida were minors. You see what I'm saying? Crossing them across state lines to get them to make up this, that, and the third. Or to have them do drinking and all kind of stuff they were doing. They were underage. I think that's what he was saying at that time. Those people were underage, and this was so interesting. They had a page on Facebook where a lot of this stuff was on there. I can't remember the name. I think it was York Productions or something like that, or York Family Productions, something like that. But there was a Facebook page where you see niggas that was young drinking with Jacob, and they weren't supposed to have all kind of stuff. Jacob was real big into like the sex party scene on in the music industry. He was real big on that, which is why he was coming out to defend the Diddy party. You know what I mean? He was real big on that. If y'all remember, a video came out. He was like, man, y'all need to stop attacking Diddy. You know, he's a defend the Diddy party. The Diddy party put a lot of y'all in position and da-da-da-da. Okay, Jacob York was promoting those parties. You understand? He was the party promoter.
Trying to hide all these facts, and the judge wasn't helping because to find out everything they were doing was a lie. It was all a big plot. They got tricked by a bunch of kids. But they're calling kids, of course, most of them in their 30s now, but they're calling kids. It's embarrassment, so they rather let me fall and you know what I'm saying? Right, save their butts. And we're not happening.
Right.
Most of the people that they had as victims were saying nothing never happened. Right. And they're isolated down to a handful of people who had corrupt records. For instance, Sakina Parham had charges against her for abusing my son. And she knew that she had filed child support in Clark County for me, but not in Putnam County, along with Pauline Rogers. Well, I went to court in Fulton County with Pauline Rogers, and I'm one legal custody of my children, and then Sakina Parham got scared because she knew once she comes back, she came to court there, and they found out she had abused my child, that I would automatically get my son. So she withdrew and joined in the club, and joined into the clique.
Right.
Now they got a package of people that he had convinced that this is how we're going to work this. They all lived in the house together. They rehearsed their stories, and they started soliciting other people who was what they call dissidents or disgruntled members who were put out for various reasons. Right? Most of the time, it was something like Ada, which is Nicole Lopez, which is Barbara Noel's daughter, the oldest daughter. By each one of the children by different fathers. Right? A letter surfaced where she's having a party with a bunch of teenage boys underage while she was overage, and she's admitting having sex with them and drinking and smoking marijuana and stealing a bunch of different things. That letter was entered.
You see, the media don't run these pictures. Pay attention to what I'm saying. I ain't trying to like flood y'all with like obscene images. The media don't run these images. Ain't none of these types of images when it comes to Malachi. But you'll see a commonality among all of the ones who claiming that they was victimized. You'll see a commonality of what they was into when you see how they dressed, the type of parties they was at, all of that. And she was admitting that she was at a party with a bunch of underage dudes and she was sleeping with them. And she was an adult. First of all, you're 25. Why are you at a teenage party? That's enough right there, right? But nobody side eyes Nikki. Nobody side eyes Ada. Y'all better pay attention.
That letter was entered, I should say, into evidence. We didn't have nothing but a small pool of people that we had proven had all set a plot up in South Beach, Florida, bounced up into Atlanta, into a house it was at, hanging out, and they plotted. They saw we had it. They knew they couldn't sustain the case. And what they didn't do, by the way, also the prosecution, as they call themselves, which is Maxwell Woods and Don Baskins, right? What they did is they called witnesses, but they called about 4 witnesses, right? We called all the rest of their so-called witnesses in the indictment. We put them on the stand. The so-called victims in the indictment, the prosecution never called them. We had to call the so-called victims and put them on the stand, and they had to say to the front of the court, he never did nothing to me, I was never molested, and they still want to use those victims' things in their PSI and put as a part of the guilty charge.
Did you hear what he just said? That's a big whammer. He said the prosecution didn't even want to call forth the so-called witnesses that were supposed to be their witnesses. He and the team that was working with him called forth those witnesses. And on the stand, they said, no, nothing happened to us. This was all a lie. Oh, that's blocked out.
They, in front of the court, he never did nothing to me, I was never molested, and they still want to use those victims' things in their PSI and put as a part of the guilty charge when they got right up in the stand in front of everybody. And that's why the judge closed it down. Anytime we put a witness on the stand that had something to say, it was silent, the judge would say, hold it, take the jury out the room, let me hear them privately. And they,
see, he was saying every time that somebody was brought up to the stage, was brought up on the stand, same thing with court. Every time somebody was brought up on the stand, the judge would stop the court and tell the jury to leave, y'all. And then would be like, let me hear what they're going to say first before the jury was allowed to hear. You get what I'm saying? That don't happen. You can't just tell the jury to leave and hear what they got to say first.
They put Jake's sister up on the stand, and Jake's sister said, I was there, I went to his house, I saw Barbara and all them scheming and plotting this thing together, and I told him I don't want to be no part of it. Jake told me the government's got me on payroll, and if I would work with them, that I get shot. I told him I'm not doing that to my father, so they cursed me out and told me to get out.
See, one of the sisters was like, she was there at the house, and Barbara, which is Nikki, the lady you just saw, right, that was in the BDSM attire, whatever the fuck that was. Nikki, mom Barbara was there with Jacob York. If you don't know, Nikki and Jacob York used to fuck around. You see what I'm saying? So Nikki and Jacob York was a thing. So they were all there plotting, and one of the sisters like, I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't want nothing to do with that. And Jake was like, well, I'm on payroll. I'm gonna get money out of this, and if you work with us, you'll get paid too. 30 pieces of silver. You'll get paid too. And she was like, I can't do that to my dad. Like, I'm not doing that to my father. Da-da-da-da, whoop-de-whoop. And she left. Interestingly enough, that matches somebody else's story too, who was one of the daughters.
I said, I'm not doing that to my father, so they cursed me out until they get out. I heard on the radio that the attorney put into his closing argument, putting that it was physically impossible for these alleged acts to happen. Through their testimonies and how many times they said it happened week per month. And one of those hit, and the closing arguments, he said, over a 1993 to 2001, which is an 8 or 9 year period of time, you would have had to have sex 11,568 times. 11,568 times? Yes. At my age, 57, 56? Right. That sounds good. Ain't that much Viagra in the world.
I don't know if y'all heard them, but they did the math after the allegations, and it would have meant that Pops would have to have sex from, what, 2 years? A 2 year span? 11,500 and something times, according to the counts they was talking about. He said, at my age, he said, I was 56, 57. He said, there's not that much Viagra in the world. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Like, what?
68 times? Yes. At my age, 57, 56? Right. That sounds good. Ain't that much Viagra in the world. And
He said, go ahead, that sounds good. This is what that's how we deal with shit. Like, y'all gotta hear where I get this shit from.
at my age, 57, 56? Right. That sounds good. Ain't that much Viagra in the world. And the alleged sex acts per year, this is for continuing for a 9 year period of time, would have been 1,446 times. Yeah, and 121 times per month. And he was mentioning that this is continual, like nonstop. So that's probably around 4 times a day for a 9 year period of time. That's physically impossible.
4 times a day for a 9 year period of time. 4 times a day he would have had to been on the move, doing the things they say he did. Yet he was able to write hundreds of books, have a whole land built, and teach damn near daily. You have to be the most nutty motherfucker on the planet. You got to be the most nutty motherfucker on the planet to not see that this shit was a setup. It doesn't even add up. Y'all love to say the math ain't mathing until it come to him. He just showed you how that shit don't make sense. He said, at my age, what am I, like 56, 57 at that point? I'm doing all these things, and he got all this time, which is no time, to write books, do shows, music, plays, events, teach, and build. Because remember, Tom Ray was still being built. So, this fucking planet it ain't the planet. This world is fucking stupid. These idiots. We don't get that time back. We don't get that time back. These fucking idiots, bro. It's like, he not just innocent. He's obviously innocent. It's so obvious. And he was always out there with us on Summer Rape. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He couldn't have been out there with y'all. Because he got to be doing shit 4 times a day. And he got to get up early and walk like he did every day. Somebody his age, according to all the counts they were saying, he had to have sex over 1,000 times. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't supposed to be here. This shit is fucking retarded. No, I don't belong here. I don't belong here. I don't belong here. In order for you to think he's guilty, you gotta hate him. You gotta want him to be guilty. Something gotta be wrong with you, or you a fucking pedophile. Something wrong with you. That you looking for some scapegoat. That as long as the world pointing their fingers at him, you can get away with what the fuck going on in your brain. Something wrong with this planet. Or this world. Something wrong. Something wrong. He was supposed to be having sex 1,000 times. Niggas. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. Niggas. We not 58. And I don't give a damn if you the most playeriest player that ever played this game. Niggas. 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 Brothers. Men's. Who the fuck you know? Do I gotta finish? Who the fuck you know having sex 100 times a week? That's our age, nigga. Who you know? The math doesn't make sense. And then, not only is it physically impossible that this nigga could have had sex 1,000 times a week for 9 years. It also doesn't make sense that you have to divvy that time up between however many people they said it was. 30, 40, 50 people. Bro, somebody would have been like, wait a minute. Where is Malachi? Where's Malachi at? Why we never see him? This shit is fucking dumb. This is dumb, bro. Nigga, that'll kill me. That ain't even exercise. That's like premeditated suicide. That'll kill me. And I almost said something. I can survive some shit. That'll kill me. I promise I'm out surviving niggas. But I would die. I would die. I would perish. So, the fact we even got to talk about that. This is why he's saying that's physically impossible. Not just impossible, like you can't. You can't. And you have to sleep. You got to sleep. So a week ain't even a week to a human being. A week, you got to cut out, 8 hours a day. You got to cut out about 56 hours for sleep alone. So you only left with however the fuck else much is that. And he supposed to occupy what amount of hours? He would literally use up all the hours and still not have enough hours for it to be enough fucking...
Right. And the whole point is they're not taking into consideration, on another note, of your medical illness.
Right, I suffer from angioedema.
Right.
I suffer from acute angioedema. In fact, I passed twice and was resuscitated back to life. And I've had...
He said he passed away twice from angioedema and was resuscitated back to life. So he got an illness too that he was dealing with. Yeah, he was just rocking on.
Sexual seizures while incarcerated because of them not knowing what angioedema is and giving me raw medication over his last 2.5 years. And what it does is it reduces your testosterone level and it cuts down your sexual drive. So for 2 years before the arrest, I was already diagnosed with 2 years before May 8, 2000. I was already diagnosed with hereditary angioedema. Right. And they called it acquired angioedema. Right. And one-third of the population of people who have that die. Right. Well, and of course I've died twice, but by the grace of the Most High, my doctor's available. Dr. William Thompson, he brought me back. He has a small record, his whole law. Right. But it brings down your sexual drive anyway. You have no interest in sex because your testosterone level drops. Right.
He said that's another thing. The illness that he was dealing with drops down your sexual drive significantly. Your testosterone levels drop. Exactly. None of this makes sense. And this is an elder at this point. Y'all don't understand. This is an elder at that point that they saying he's supposed to be doing all this stuff. They just came for an elder.
From having flare-ups or swellings that, which can result like something very similar to an allergic reaction. Right. It goes around your heart, around your brain, could be around your eyes, or could be in your throat, any of the soft tissues. Right. And it affects you for life. So what I've been suffering for the last 2 years, though it appears there's no side effects, the fact that they be giving me wrong medication, down the line, 5 years from now or whatever, there will be a side effect to it. Damage will be being made. Just them being sustained by them giving you something like Benadryl just to suppress it, but it's building up inside anyway. And so down the line, I know the doctor explained that down the line I will have some complications because of the way I've been treated while incarcerated for the last 2.5 years. So yeah, it was impossible for me to be having sex like that.
Okay, so what you're saying is there was a lot of testimony and a lot of evidence that did not even make it into the court that the judge would not allow, or the jury was not allowed to deliberate on.
Privilege to right.
Right.
In fact, they put in the books in the newspaper, they said that the prosecution has 47 witnesses and we only had 42. The difference between their witnesses and our witnesses were human beings, people who came to testify, and some of the so-called victims who came to testify on my behalf. This was done with FBI agents, doctors, so-called specialists, and their doctors are so ridiculous that they said if there's no scars, there's molestation, and if there is scars, there's molestation. So the attorney asked the rules of what's the purpose of the examination, and the doctors, so-called specialists, couldn't come.
Exactly. Because there are no scars or there are no tears. There was molestation. And if there are scars, there's still molestation. Sound familiar? If you got symptoms, you got it. If you don't got symptoms, you got it. See how dumb that shit was sounding back then, but people thought it made sense? Asymptomatic bullshit. Okay, then they said the same thing for that. He said, what's the point of the examination then? If you're going to say that just if people had no scars, then they must have been... That makes no fucking sense.
not, they couldn't tie me into anything. They couldn't tie me to this so-called style. There was no videotapes found in my house. No sex-rated, X-rated anything. They both said they found X-rated. None of it was tied to me at all. When they raided my house, they found money. They didn't find money under my bed. First of all, because I have one of those mechanical beds and you can't go under it. First of all, none of it was Putnam County. I didn't live in Putnam County. I have no interest in the property in Putnam County, and I don't own it by far. It's owned by different people with property. I said, I don't want nothing to do with the property. I haven't been around there for 2 years. I just is coming back around this 2002 for the Savior's Day, and I was helping them shop, and that's when they arrested me in Baldwin County. Because other than that, they checked the record, they'll find I haven't even been there for 2 years. I haven't even visited the land. If I also think that's all part of a hoax, it's a lie, it's a scandal. Said they got to pull down on. I have 407 books. My books are profound and thorough and factual, and they know it, and they see how fast organizations are growing worldwide. They're intimidated by me. They're intimidated by my intelligence, and intimidated by the growth of this organization. They tried to declare me Jesus. I never claimed to be Jesus. They tried to declare me God. I never claimed to be God. I say all of us are children of the Most High God. Right? Whether you want to call him God, or you want to call him Elohim, or you want to call him Allah, any name that makes you feel happy. But the bottom line is, I don't claim to be Jesus Christ, and I never did. It is written in my books. I don't claim to be any of the things that they had to use to make it a religious thing, so they could so they could eventually use this against other people. So they try to pull us down, try to destroy those people's land, that beautiful Egyptian village out there. People need to go out there, visit that Egyptian village, and see why them white folks out there are so upset and want to tear it down. That's a small minority of racist people in a small town of Putnam County, and they see that this is all done independently of them, and it's sustaining itself. Then we moved to Athens, we started again over there to start another thing when I broke away from them, and they came out there and attacked us there also.
They got this shit set up in such a way that after you get done playing videos where he's speaking, they run these people's stuff.
Most of the people that they were.
But as y'all could tell, just from listening, like, they made it all up, y'all. They made it all up. He been innocent since all this rolled out. He's innocent now. He maintained his innocence. And it was all made up. And to hear these people out here like, oh, I'm so tired. That's what people don't understand. I'm tired. Because this has been a lifelong journey. Must be nice to be able to take breaks and leave it and not care. Man, I'm tired. It's exhausting. I mean, I can show you. Let's go to Omari. Let's see. Phase one. I'm gonna show you something. It's like you can't believe it. It's like it happened. It's like no way they let this happen. Ain't no way. We could not have been this clueless. There's no way. Let me show you. Where is it at? Man, it's crazy it's been that long. Look, this is about a decade ago. 2015.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I'm in a world where love is a word we too cold to say. And getting rich the only goal today. People ain't worried about what's real and so down where my shoulders stay. Like my generation got a ghost to face, demons to fight, and still gotta focus. They come to me with all the questions, I just hold the weight. folding great. It goes, you gotta hold on to the rope and stay on the path. I try not to wander off, I do, but I feel lost, and sometimes I wanna talk to you. Cause all my life I had to fight, cause I was taught the truth. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like you my father too. Where would I be if it were not for you? How would I know the things I know and get the knowledge too? The right way, the light way, the large is you. I finally can understand what you were trying to do. What you were trying to do, or doing your best, and I salute. But now I'm stuck, trying to enlighten fools. So lost, so lost. Wish I could see your face. Wish I could hear you now. I give the world just to talk to you. I'm in a lonely place. It's not a cheerful smile. Just what I do as I'm walking through. I miss you, Papa.
He thought I told him that. He still says, I thought he said, fuck, he's like, been telling so much stuff. I said, I didn't tell you. I want you to know, I'm happy that he did that. And I didn't do it. And I was like, it's a great day for me. I can retire one day. Y'all see, those y'all see less of me doing this. Because I've been doing this here for too long for my age. And then he sees young boys getting up there, and this makes me feel good. He's going outside and going, I didn't know that. Now I got something to talk about. You know what? You might try to get another son. Well, you put some other people out there. And it didn't come from me. That's what I guess Jesse meant by keep hope alive. But it is transformative for a new generation of powerful kids. Right now, it's awesome. It does something inside. You come out receiving the Holy Ghost. Right now, it's a purifying spirit. The Holy Ghost, it changes the man. It transforms you into a new kind of creature. A aware creature. A creature that says, I don't believe it. I want to know the fact. They can prove it. Am I wrong for wanting to know the fact? I ain't got nothing against anything you believe. That's fine by you, homie. But I don't want to believe no more. I want to know what you want the answer to. The Bible says, we shall know the truth. And the truth shall. No, it says that's a trick. There's a difference. Let me stand there with you. The reason why it's not set you free, because you start thinking just because you got to prove your ass is free. They said they'll make you free. They'll motivate you to get free. But you still got to work to do what you get to do. You just can't sit on the truth and say, I got the truth. And say the truth is going to be the door.
Not a cheerful smile.
You guys outside with the truth.
As I'm
Hurry up, plant and grow.
All these young boys just talk, act just like me, and go out and just teach. If he's introverted, I don't need it. I don't need quiet people sitting in the class absorbing knowledge. I want people that's going to take it in and go out and teach it. They're not going to teach you, we're wasting our time.
All right.
Here they are with Chris.
That's real life. You know what I mean? You can see it all in, even though you can't really see me. Because the video, I know the video a little dark. But you can see it, man. It's just unbelievable how this shit played out. It's unbelievable. It don't even make sense sometimes to think about it.
This is how I'm living till I fall. God, life and rough and tell it all.
And beyond into infinity, let us fall in rain formation. Cloudy days are made here. Hide your ego, stretch your empathy. Stay like you would never mentally. Be ready, be ready. Oh Lord, let me be ready. I don't know if any
of my people will be ready. No foundation left to keep the building steady. No more drive either, look at the gauge and it red E. But as I pray, I still have to make it and just be. Cause it's looking back and I'm took it back, I'm still gonna walk. And you know there ain't no looking back, no pillar or saw. Mike Brown, he was strike down and killing us off. We don't overstand, so we put all our will in the cross. Bunch of sticks and look at it, the end we got was short, still holding on to it. We don't know we got the force, we don't know the only thing that's stopping us is us. Look how we got in sore, escalated execution. When are we to stop the war? How do we come together and make it to the top before just looking at the bottom with the telescope? Kinda sorta lost, even with the help of Dr. Yo, who I support. Seems like we reached for the Bible now and not a sword. And it's almost flustered. When it's over, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters? Phone lines down, can't open the message you got. Charge on your battery a whole lot less than a lot. The recorder's on wireless any day, cause you won't make it if you have no connection to God. That's why I pray for you. I swear to God that I pray for you. Little lies into this memory, and beyond into infinity. Let us fall in rain formation, cloudy days when they care. Hide your ego, stretch your empathy, stay like you were never mentally. Be ready, be ready. Oh Lord, may they be ready. Oh Lord, may they be ready. And I can't help but feel like, oh Lord, may they be ready, ready. Why aren't we ready? Oh Lord, may they be ready.
Undeniable. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
They say you going out bad. Why? Why is you going out bad?
I said you're not gonna catch me going out there.
I don't know nothing about love. Hope I ain't wasting my time. But she keep on calling me baby. She keep on hitting my line. I do not wanna leave. I wanna stay forever. Ain't think I say this never. But I feel like she makes me better. Feel like she makes me better. Better. I feel like she makes me better.
This is the government agent, by the way.
I feel like she makes me
Purple light. 10 years ago.
better. I feel like she makes me better. Love is a dangerous word, but the pain is superb. I sang when it hurts, I'm clinging to her. I feel electric inside. I'm getting this vibe, I'm riding around with that Nina home. When I'm with her, I don't need a home. Cold in this world, so that heater home. Most of these niggas don't need to know, but she keep it real. I think I'm falling in love. Feel like I caught me a buzz. Feel like I'm flocking with doves. Feel like I'm on top where I was. She shot me, I done. But she didn't miss. I'm bleeding, I'm hit. I think it's legit. Love is real. I see what it is. I don't know nothing about love. Hope I ain't wasting my time. But she keep on calling me baby. She keep on hitting my line. I do not wanna leave. I wanna stay forever. Ain't think I say this never. But I feel like she makes me better. Feel like she makes me better. I feel like she makes me better. I feel like she makes me better. I feel like she makes me. I don't know nothing about love. Hope I ain't wasting my time. But she keep on calling me baby. She keep on hitting my line. I do not wanna leave. I wanna stay forever. Ain't think I say this never. But I feel like she makes me
better. Feel like she made. I know you playing. You got to be playing.
Atlanta Journal Cup is presented to a senior at each school whose performance has been exceptional in several dimensions of the school program. These students must be well-rounded. The recipient from Carver High School is Omari Carver.
Came a long way if it really made. Couple niggas in the grave, yeah, they didn't make it. Know they wasn't able to get away. Been working all day trying to get a plate. Nigga told me to wait, but I didn't wait. All of the time that these niggas wasted. I don't got no time to be getting wasted. I lost my homie to suicide. All on my own, it was do or die. They say the pistol hit the ground and it killed him. I just don't know if it's true or not. Like he was really supposed to make it. Shout out to rap, he the greatest. These other niggas overrated. Me, you, Dre, Marco, 1K, we're all different, so they hate it. I know how I feel to be waiting for something to fall out the sky while you praying and jumping. Niggas never knew my story, yet they would look at my sneakers and make an assumption. Of course, if you looked at my bank, it was nothing. Barely even had enough for the prom, but they ain't know I was a terror. Would've been robbing niggas if it wasn't for mom. All these shorties tryna holler, no leprechaun. Remember, I had no luck with the charms. Sister jacket barely covered my arms, but I ain't worried about nothing, I'm warm. Actually got me through a couple of storms. Rocking arms when it wasn't the norm. Being lurking like I'm stuck on the farm, cause I woke up more right in the buzz of alarm. Barely made it, yes I made it, they watching my numbers. That ain't what they estimated. Told my teachers I ain't need no degree to be great. I ain't say it, just say it. Taking my phone to the mountain, I'm steady counting. We going way up, real life, no cap, true story. This here ain't made up. I want you to know that you ain't kill me when you shot. You wanna see me low, but you gon' feel me when I'm not. I still got my pride. I know one day you gon' see. You can't take that from me. Hey, I just wanted to play with the children play. Came a long way if I really made. Couple niggas in the grave, yeah, they didn't make it. Know they wasn't able to get away. Been working all day trying to get a plate. Nigga told me to wait, but I didn't wait. All of the time that these niggas wasted. I don't got no time to be getting wasted. I lost my homie to suicide. All on my own, it was do or die. They say the pistol hit the ground and it killed him. I just don't know if it's true or not. Like he was really supposed to make it. Shout out to rap, he the greatest. These other niggas overrated. Me, you, Dre, Marco, 1K, we're all different, so they hate it. They hate it. And that's just the Pharaoh clan way. Yeah. Real life. They gon' hate it. One take.
I'm late. For a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late. It must be awfully important.
I want y'all to remember how, like, please pay attention to the fact that you see this big ass, like, unmistakable unk on my chest. Damn near 10 years ago. Well, this video like 2018, so not really. But still, like 7 years ago. But you see this big ass unk on my chest. They trying to tell people, they trying to convince people that I was put here by some weak ass government. The government could never come up with nothing like this. They not that fucking smart. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, government. You're not that fucking smart, bro. You're not that wise. They trying to say I was put here by the government. Y'all need to pay attention to what I'm saying. But when you look through my history, you see what they're trying to be. You see what I'm saying? And my message is persistent throughout. Anybody that ever met me in real life, they say no. And they'll tell you that. No, he real for real. He real for real. It ain't the cameras. So just pay attention to that and pay attention to what I say. Before y'all ever knew any of these people. Nobody didn't know who Rashad Jamal was 7 years ago. Or none of these people that claimed that I was put here by some agent. No smoke detector, the battery in it, nobody. You know what I'm saying? So pay attention to who been around and who gonna be around when all of them show their cards. Level 9. They don't know nothing about this.
Forgotten. You say you've been hurt and you say you've been beat. You say you want love and I say we gon' see. You say you won't my own beat. Baby, I move to the beat of my drum, and I make my own beat. I make my own beat. Baby, I move to the beat of my drum, and I make my own beat. I make my own beat. Baby, I move to the beat of my drum, and I make my own beat. I make my own beat. Yeah, yeah. I've been whipping down the road. Never thought that I could live without a pulse. Hardly, it's a different kind of show. I am not the same nigga, not no more. Nigga had to grow, came up on a drip, whole lot of gold, yeah. I ain't had to hit a lick, no, I ain't stole, you know. Got these niggas tryna take me out the globe. I done looked inside a pistol, I ain't fold. Get that nigga on my dough, that ain't worth losing my soul, yeah. Are you ready for the walk, baby girl? What you thought, baby girl? This ain't nothing like you know. You dealing with a big pharaoh, real woke. You should've knew when I spoke, yeah. Damn about these sidelines. I ain't stressing about no pressure, busting pipelines. I'm like, fine, let on hate, cause I'ma still be who I be. Phase one, that's the real me. It's still me, and it's all good. Cause I got it on my own like a boss should. What you say? I said it's all good. I done got it on my own like a boss should. I fought for it. You say you been hurt and you say you been beat. You say you want love and I say we gon' see. And you say you want phase and you say you want me. I just pray you won't change and I pray you won't leave.
That shit wasn't even playing. I had $5 in my pocket. And bro was out there playing, so I just walked up to him and gave it to him. That's just like, I'm just watching this little boy like, damn, I'm so proud of him.
Like a boss should, I fought for it. You been hurt and you say you been beat. You say you want love and I say we gon' see. And you say you want phase and you say you want me. I just pray you won't change and I pray you won't leave. Cause all my niggas, they treated on me.
Right, homie. I see you, homie.
But you say you want phase and you say you want me. I just pray you won't change and I pray you won't leave. Baby, I move to the beat of my drum and I make my own beat. I make my own beat. Baby, I move to the beat of my drum and I make my own beat. I make my own beat. Baby, I move to the beat of my drum.
Pay attention to the next verse, y'all. This what we dealing with now.
You gon' stay the same. When I pull up in that whip, want you to say my name. You gon' hear a lot of rumors on my way to fame. They gon' want me out here sooner once I change the game. I had to start living higher, I lost a lot of friends. They turned on me and it didn't make a lot of sense. I just wanted them to see me come up out the trench. I may never understand what they got against me. Hey, I'm that nigga now, so ain't no double back, and that ain't happening. Ain't nobody had my back when I was broken. Now I'm cashing out. My mama got that mansion. I spoke it into existence. I brought through a new dimension. My focus is too persistent. I appreciate the love every time you like the post, every time you share, every time you chose to do both, every time you left the comment just to let a nigga know that I had your vote. What that meant to me, you'll never know. Every time I had a show and you showed and you cheered, every time you told them, hey, to keep it low so you can hear. Every time you told me, Faise, just keep working, you'll get there. Never fear, cause I'm here. Say you been hurt and you say you been beat. You say you want love and I say we gon' see. And you say you want phase and you say you want me. I just pray you won't change and I pray you won't leave. Cause all my niggas, they treated on me. All my niggas straight hated on me. But you say you want phase and you say you want me. I just pray you won't change and I pray you won't leave.
I was so proud of that video too. That shit's amazing. I was super proud of that video. It's amazing, y'all. We come a long way. Some of y'all been here since shit popped off. We come a long way. Hold on, I just seen something else.
I would say go for it, but you know, y'all females are a little different. I can't really tell. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be able to tell.
Did my shit. I love this video too. This video was hard. I wish I had the original file. I'd drop this bitch again. I gotta see if I can find it.
How long do you think it'll take you to get it? All right.
You got it, girl, you got it. Little baby in the bag, is she working? Don't let the fire put the work in.
2019 fumble, fellas. 2019 fumble. No, you know. 2019 fumble. Don't ask me how. I don't fucking know. 2019 fumble, niggas. 2019 fumble.
I've been dreaming, and you've been drinking, and we've been singing this whole time, thinking that you would stay down, but I found
This shit so hard, bro.
now, and she's on the way.
2019 fumble, bro. What the fuck was I thinking? What did I do?
Still here. I don't need you. I was sleep texting when I said I need to see you. Here you are with this lingerie and it's see-through. Natural, flat stomach, babe, but I don't think you should stay around. Cause all you wanna do.
I was probably too busy trying to be too cool.
All you wanna do is just play.
I was trying to be too cool. I was focused on the mission and shit.
Games, I ain't playing now. I ain't playing now. Hey, I've been dreaming, and you've been drinking, and we've been singing this whole time, thinking that you would stay down, but I found my babe now, and she's on the way now. Why the fuck are you still running through my mind? I'm running through your brain like a game.
This shit hard.
Pulled up on me, poppin'. Damn shame, I don't gon' explain how.
Nah, for sure. Shit hard.
Body looking perfect, now my laundry getting dirty. I ran out of detergent. How the fuck is this shit working? I ain't see this version in my mind. This shit will work, but now I'm caught with this serpent. Yeah, I've been dreaming,
And you've been
drinking,
and we've been
singing this whole time, thinking that you would
stay down. Yeah, I gotta redraw this shit. I gotta find the file.
Wait, now why the fuck
Are you?
still
I've been dreaming, and you've been
drinking?
and we've been singing this whole time, thinking that you stay down.
Wait, now and she's on the way now. Why the fuck are you still?
You would be surprised the things people put up with just to have somebody to say they love them. I don't understand. I can't live in dysfunction. I'm sorry.
Man, that's crazy, boy, them days, boy. All this shit, nobody didn't even get to see. I need to stop playing. Just need to redrop a lot of this shit. Because nobody even see this shit yet. This is all the old pay. Only 1.7K. I need to act like all this shit new. They like, damn, this nigga consistent. I'm just drop every day. That nigga super consistent. Just start moving all that shit over here. Especially shit like this. Like, this shit hard. Like, what the fuck? Beautiful ass video. My clothing line in it. Double X.
You are something I can believe in. I don't care where we've been. Baby, you're mine. To the end of time, I'm signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours to believe in. I don't plan on leaving. Baby, you're mine. To the end of time, I'm signed. Lately, we've been cold, but shit, we catching the vibe still. No relationship go, cause they be flexing, it's not real. Feel like I've been smoking on that pressure. High still. That's the way to cope with my depression and how I feel. You can be my wifey, I can see when you smile. You with God, it's not no queen, still more reason to bow. I see my future, I can see you with my child on road, short path. We gon' be here for a while. Walking, flying, dipping in the crowd. They hurt me in the past, but I'm focused on the now. Kiss your lips
and almost passed out. That's how I know that you're something I can believe in. She got me on 10, how you answered all my prayers. Now that I got you, I'll never leave you, I won't. There you are. Something I ain't gonna hold you. When I did my videos, I had natural badness in my videos, like natural badness. I'm yours, leaving. I don't plan on leaving. Baby, you're mine to the end of time. Something I can believe in. I don't care where we've been. Baby, you're mine to the end of time. I'm signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours to believe in. I don't plan on leaving. Baby, you're mine to the end of time. I'm signed. Signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. This shit is amazing. Signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. Signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. Oh, we were talking about what's so interesting? Cause we were talking about UFOs. I was asking like, you ever seen the crafts? You ever seen UFOs? And she was like, I've seen like different things, but I didn't know really what it was. I'm like, yeah, that's a UFO. Like, yeah, we were talking about this stuff like that. Natural conversation. So even in the music video while she recording, because I know I'm not going to use the audio, I'm out there teaching. I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm young. Yeah, that was a nice day. Still deliver, I'm young. Sign, still deliver. You are you. Baby, you're mine to the end of time. Sign, seal, deliver. Yeah, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I love y'all, but I might have to really just like repackage and re-release a lot of like old shit. I'm talking about the albums, all that. Like some of the shit we just gotta bring back because people don't even know about it. We just gotta bring a lot of this stuff forward, really, and introduce people to the phase they was trying to overlook before I fought for us to have that platform. Now we got it. I gotta like put this shit. You know what I'm saying? So people can have it. This just beautiful. It's just beautiful shit. Oh no. Hold on. I saw you, Carlos. Let me find where's that? The truth is, late at night I'm going crazy. Look back in my life and I feel like I'm wrong for this shit. Oh, let's do the red lights, then we do the truth is.
You think I'm crazy? You let these niggas try me like I'm not the motherfucking one.
You always be doing this stupid ass shit. Stop playing.
I was raised by my motherfucking mama.
It would make me mad too, because we did a video. It was hard here. And I just wanted a lot of people that was like in the city to see it. So I know she was locked in with a lot of people too. I was like, okay, we're going to share it. She like, I can't share. I'm like, why? She like, my boyfriend mad that I did the video. I'm like, man, this some bullshit. She's like, yeah, he just on some insecure shit, da-da-da-da. I'm like, damn, like, we were going to reach some more people too. No. A boyfriend was mad. Man, that shit make me mad. I'm like, it's a fucking video.
I'm not no fucking fool. You that mad if you gonna walk home? Hey, man, you don't see me talk. Get the fuck off me. How about you go ahead and walk to Jared, the motherfucking house then? You do that.
Maybe I will.
What about this motherfucking shit, man?
I guess it's farewell to the old times, huh?
This is hard, that video too. They had horses in this video.
Really bad.
They were hard. They were hard. They were hard.
Just in thought, you know, it's a beautiful thing to be
They were hard.
ponder this place, you know. I've been running through red lights for 12 lately. Till you wine and red wine, see your jeans. I'm screaming farewell to the old times. Still on my mind, say so what you really mean. All my niggas gon' say that I'm crazy for walking away like I did. They did not see how you stood on my heart. They should know I don't play.
I
Yeah,
can't
for
stay
sure.
in my feelings, but fuck it, it is what it is. Nobody doing the shit that you did for me. We go back in this shit, we got history. Hey, they like push up, lay back, blowing on strong.
Yeah, I had quality videos. Shit.
Nobody on you, you know what I'm on. Even though you felt like you were scared for me, didn't know if I should fall. I should be wishing that you would just call. For what you did is you breaking me off.
Cause I know where you stay. That shit just so fucking gangster to me. Like, what do I have this? Hold on, I need to check. Cause knowing me, I'll drop this shit right over. Nah. I will drop that shit right over. Nah, nigga, right over. Nah. Where my shit at? I'm gonna find this motherfucker. God, I think I got this one. Oh no, you know what? That shit might be on another whole computer. I think my shit might be on a whole different computer. Where is this so funny? Y'all ever be like, bro, I'm so fine. Y'all ever do that? Or just me? I got a snippet on here. Red Lights trailer. I don't think I got the whole.
You don't see me talking.
Damn, I don't got the video. Red Lights. No, I just got the trailer. Yeah, that crazy. I had to find it though. It's probably on another computer. But this shit just so hard, like, damn.
Motherfucking shit, I can't stay in my feelings, but fuck it, it is what it is. Nobody doing the shit that you did for me. We go back in this shit, we got history. Hey, they like push up, lay back, blowing on strong. Big clock, nobody on you, you know what I'm on. Even though you felt like you were scared for me, didn't know if I should fall. I should be wishing that you would just call. For what you did is you breaking me off.
Cause I know where you stay.
My place. Shawty, won't you swing my way? Cause I really don't know what I'm gonna do without you. I just hop in the ride and block with these vibes. Cause a few shots he can't properly drive. Red lights for 12 lately. G-Wine and red wine, CRG. I'm screaming farewell to the old times. Still on my mind. Say it's over what you really mean.
What you really mean. Still on my mind, say it's over what you really mean, Cause I know where you stay, not far from mine. Oh, that probably what he was mad at. Now that I think about it. Okay, I can see why you were mad at. The nigga like, what the fuck? Oh, I'm finna crash out. Okay, I get it now. I ain't understand. Like, what the fuck is just a video? Okay, I get it. I understand. What? What? She let me. What the fuck? Oh, he mad at me? Da-da-da-da-da. He was tripping till I had seen that part. Oh, I forgot about that. Shit, you mad at me for that. Camera weren't always wrote. Anyway, the thing about it is, I ain't break up no home. They just wanted to argue. I ain't break up not a single home. Like what, bro? I ain't know. She ain't say nothing about that. I'm like, boyfriend. Y'all know these females. She ain't say nothing like that. She was just happy to be around Faise. That nigga getting mad at me. I be developing unknown enemies. I ain't know you was my enemy, nigga. That's not fair.
It's time, your time, not just to go back to school, but to come back and move.
Yeah, every time you see that video, he ain't gonna watch it. He ain't gonna watch it. He gonna protect your peace. Yeah, we still up 135. This is shit I did when I was in high school as a Christmas gift to my girlfriend. If you should find yourself alone,
let me be the one you run to. Let me be the one you turn to when you need someone to turn to.
let me be the one.
To make the season right when this whole world seems upside down. Just let me be the one you run to. Let me be the one.
Just now, Santa, he's on. Just now, Santa. Just now, Santa. Stop playing with me, nigga. You on Santa, nigga.
True love and understanding. To stay a mistletoe. A silent understanding. Love, daytime, come to me. When we miss God and there's no
I'm so fire. I did this shit with a paint program, nigga.
When I was a child, before life removed all the innocence, my father would lift me high.
This nigga fire, bro. Like, nobody that met this man is gonna forget him. This man is gonna live on, bro. They gonna tell a story about this man. Like, that shit is just amazing. It's amazing. It's just amazing. That was some amazing shit. Make it last forever. High school shit. I did that shit with the paint program on God. Oh, yeah, da, da, da. They're like, you didn't get no girls in high school. I got girl in high school. Relax, twin. Relax, relax. I had a beautiful girlfriend. Everybody wanted her. Can you relax, twin? Can you sit your hornball ass down? Like, Jesus. This nigga said receipt came. Nigga, get no girl in high school. Nigga, I got girl. I'm good. I chill. I do my thing. Alright, bro, just relax, twin. Just relax, twin. Like, bro, why is that even your business, bro? Like, what the fuck is that? What kind of point is that? Like, what the fuck? But did you get girls? Bro. I had the one everybody wanted, bro. Can you relax? Jesus Christ. Didn't know I was dealing with the relationship police. You sound like a football.